Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a day to night makeup look, so it's kind of like 3 in 1. I started out with a really simple kind of day look, maybe running errands, moving into, I'm trying to think what I do in the afternoon, like a lunch meeting maybe, and then the night look, so like going out, which is this face right here. All the products I used are from Makeup Forever, so huge thank you to Makeup Forever for teaming up with me for this video. I hope you guys enjoy the looks, and without further ado, let's just hop right in. So this is my starting point for the makeup. I just filled in my eyebrows prior, and then I'm moving into foundation, and I'm using the Water Blend in the shade Y315, and I thought this was a pretty good match for my skin. And this foundation is perfect for summer. It's waterproof. I'd say it's light to medium coverage, but it's really buildable, and it looks really natural, so I really liked it. And I'm just using a kabuki brush to buff it into the skin. For concealer, I'm using 2 different shades in the Ultra HD concealer. The first one I'm using is the shade R32, and all the shades with R are kind of warmer corrective shades, so this is really good for under the eyes to counteract any of the blue dark circles. So that's what I was using there. And then for everything else on my face, I'm using the shade Y23, and this one is a little bit lighter than my skin tone, but is really good for hiding any dark spots. The brush I'm using to blend in, I think, is actually a eyeshadow brush, but I like using these kinds of brushes for concealer. And then that light concealer, I ended up having a little bit too much, and I just used it to highlight the face. And the shade's actually perfect for highlighting the face, so I just did it down at the bridge of my nose, the lower portion of my forehead. Then I also used a little bit of it under my eyebrows and on the chin. Then I just used the same brush to blend in the under eye concealer, and I actually ended up going in with my fingers a little bit after, just because the warmth of your finger helps blend it in really nicely. To set all of that, I'm using the HD Press Powder, and this is just a translucent micro finish powder. So I'm applying that underneath my eyes. It helps to set the concealer and help stop creasing. And then I'm just putting it anywhere that I get oily throughout the day. So basically like the middle part of my face, so my forehead, side of my nose, and my chin. And then I'm going to be using this 9 Artist Shadow Palette. And these are all matte shades, and they're super blendable and high pigmentation. So I'm just going to be using this really light, it's kind of like a tanny, beigey brown color. And just applying that all over my eyelids and kind of blending it into the crease. And then I'm going to be curling my eyelashes and just applying 1 light coat of mascara. I usually just wear lip balm throughout the day, but I decided to amp up this look a little bit with this bright but wearable pink. It's a shade C209. I think adding lipstick is just like a really quick and easy way to look like you put effort into your look when it took like 5 seconds. So I'm just putting that on and then dabbing it in with my fingers so that it's not too heavy. And then that is the finished look for the daytime. Booyah! So now it's time to amp it up a little bit more. So I'm going to be going into the same 9 Artist Shadow Palette, and I'm taking the medium, is it like a medium brown? I'm the worst at describing colors, guys. Yeah, it's like a medium chocolate brown, and I'm just going to be blending that into the crease and then kind of winging it out a little bit in sort of a cat eye shape. And then I'm taking this light cream color and just highlighting the inner corners of my eyes. And then I'm taking that same medium brown shade that we were just using before, and then just kind of lining the lower lash line. And then I'm adding another coat or 2 of mascara to just thicken up and make the lashes a little bit more dramatic. I'm also applying a little bit to the lower lashes as well. For the face, I decided to warm it up a little bit with the Pro Bronze Fusion, so I'm just using a blush brush to apply that to the cheeks. And then I'm also going to be applying a little bit to the chin as well as my forehead, just to give myself a bronzy look. For lips, I decided to go with this red, and it's an Icona Pop one. It's in the shade M401. All of these lipsticks are matte, by the way, but they're not those like gross drying out your lip matte lipsticks, so they're still super creamy. I managed to do this without a lip liner, which I'm really surprised, but I ended up using the concealer just to clean up the edges. Whether you use a lip liner or not, using a concealer really helps give clean edges. So that is the finished look for number 2. Now on to the third and final look. I'm just going to be blotting my lipstick to get rid of any excess because I am just going to be layering on top again. And then for the face, I'm using the Pro Sculpting Duo and just taking a contour brush and the bronzer in there. I'm just going to be applying that underneath my cheekbones and then contouring my nose a little bit. And then I'm also going to be applying more to my forehead just to kind of bronze that up a little bit more. And then I'm taking the HD powder again and just setting it under my eyes because at this point in the day, they're probably creasing a little bit. And I'm also probably starting to get oily, so I'm just mattifying any oily areas again. And then with a fan brush, I'm taking a highlighter in the Pro Sculpting Duo and highlighting my cheeks, and this stuff makes you super glowy, so I really like it. I'm also applying a little bit of that down the bridge of my nose and the Cupid's bow, but I don't like to overdo it, so I kind of just use the leftovers. And then I just took my fingers and highlighted underneath my brow bones. Going back into that same eyeshadow palette again, I'm just going to be darkening the eyes a little bit more. So I'm using this dark greeny brown shade, and I'm just putting that in the outer corners, kind of in the cat eye shape again, just kind of winging it out and upwards. So I'm just going to be blending that into the crease and out and up. Then I'm taking the light cream shadow that we were using before, and I'm applying that to the inner corners again and kind of just blending it into like the middle portion of the eyelid. And then I'm going to be popping on some eyelashes. This is optional, you could just add more mascara if you wanted, but I think it really adds to the night look. And then I'm using that same greeny brown shadow and just kind of smoking out the lower lash line. For lips, I decided to get my Bold on and go for a purple shade, and this is C505. Just putting it on top of the red since it's a little bit darker, it covers it pretty well. So I'm just applying that, attempting to do it without lip liner again, and it actually turned out fine. So I'm just using a little bit of concealer again to clean up the outer lines of the lipstick, and then I decided to go ombre a little bit. So I'm using the shade M100, and it's this nude shade. So I'm just blotting the lips a little bit, and then applying the nude shade just to the inner portion of my lips, and then kind of just blending together. And I also put some on the top lip as well, just like in the middle area there. So that is the finished night look. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what look was your favorite. All my social links will be down in the description box below, and I'll be back with another video soon. So I'll see you guys then. Bye!